Hi there, my name is Sam from Yeoman Landscaping, and today I'm going to teach you how to lay turf. First of all, we have brought in a load of topsoil. We've had about 8, 9, 10 tonnes of topsoil in here. Clayey ground beforehand. Do not lay turf onto clay. Lay turf onto topsoil or really light ground. We've raked it out, we've moved it all about with the shovels. We've actually got most of the lawn done. I'm just going to talk you through the simple steps we've taken to get the turf down as it is. The front of the rake has got tines on it. This is really good for fluffing up the soil, but isn't good for getting a smooth finish. The back of the rake is flat. It's best to use the back of the rake for getting a smooth finish on the soil. We have raked this twice already, and we've walked it just to make sure it's nice and compact. Before we lay the turf, we're just going to fine tune the ground just to make sure it is 100% level. So we're going to do that with the back of the rake. The back of the rake is just going to glide across the area that we're going to turf, just like this, just scraping off any loose bits that are on high ground and putting the loose bits into the low bits, moving the highs into the lows, as it is recognised in the trade. That area is nearly done. It doesn't take a lot because all the hard work was done last week. We let it settle over the weekend. It rained, which is good, helps it to settle, helps any low bits to become compact, any high bits to become obvious. So today we've been moving the highs into the lows, leaving the whole area flat. Turf is already in the barrow, fairly straightforward, just helps the job to flow a lot better. If you've got it all to hand, rakes to hand, turfs to hand, it's important you butt the roll of turf up to the one which is already laid out on the ground. Any scruffy bits like that, it's important to marry them together or knit them together. The turf is now married into the first roll, which is down, and this touching the side of the rolls on this line here. So we're just going to roll it out, making sure it's up nice and tight, and I'm just going to fine tune these rolls just to make sure there's no gaps. Marrying them in, double checking it, break it out. We've now got a tiny little gap at this end. The easiest way to do that is to just place a roll of turf on top of the roll you just laid, and then roll a little flap out. You need to make sure the flap is covering the whole of the surface area that it's needed to cover in the gap. And people have different ways of cutting the turf, but the best way I've found is to use some edging shears. Edging shears are designed to edge up the edge of the lawn. They're designed to go through a tiny amount of soil and grass, i.e. turf. So what we've got to do is we've just got to find the line. So we're just going to prod about and find the line in which the edging shears need to follow, and then we're just going to cut through like this. It's important that the edging shears are sharp, or else it will just chew the turf. They are chewing a little bit, so they're going to have to be sharpened after this one. Right, so if we now roll the turf up, that can be positioned to the side there. This is now cut exactly to the size we need it, and that is in place. Just fluff it all up. Job done. What we've got to do now is roll this line going in the opposite direction to the previous line. That gives it this striped effect. You can see the light is reflecting differently off this roll to this roll, making it look striped. The blades of grass sit at different angles in the roll and reflect the light differently to the eye, wherever the focal point may be. So that is what gives a striped effect. It's more impressive to the customer if once you've laid the lawn it's instantly striped than if it's all going one way. I'm just going to now do the same procedure as what I did before I laid that roll of turf over here, and I'm going to roll this line out, and we're going to work across the topsoil, finishing the job off in that order. That is it. Yeoman Landscaping.